It is my honor to be the first speaker in Martin's and Hilding's session, because they are speaking next, and it's an honor for me to open this session. So indeed, I will be talking about structural analysis of DAE systems and addressing, so by the way, this is a joint work with my colleagues at INRIA in Rennes, Albert Benveniste and Mathias Malandin. So the motivation of this work is that you start to see Modelica users who produce automatically Modelica models from 3D AutoCAD models or GIS models, and the Modelica models produced automatically in this way tend to be fairly large and become a challenge for Modelica tools, in particular Modelica compilers. There are quite a few papers that you can find in the literature, and at the end of my talk, I will show you a benchmark I've made based on this discrete heating network that is described in this paper that was presented at a Modelica conference 6 years ago. When you look at the mathematical structure of these large Modelica models, so here you have a representation of the incidence graph. So a graph with all the equations and variables. You can see several things that, in a way, they are very regular and they are very sparse. And the most interesting feature is that they have a low tree width. So tree width is a concept in graph theory that measures how far a graph is from a tree. So this is closely related to the min cut problem. And here, for this graph, so for this graph in particular, you have a tree width of 18. And so this means that it is not really far from a tree, and I will make use of this property to speed up the structural analysis of such large DA systems. But before we move to this, we should try to understand what is the bottleneck in existing Modelica tools and how we can improve the scalability of Modelica tools. So how does Modelica compiler work? More or less, the workflow is as follows. So you have the parsing of the source Modelica code, and then you have an inlining of all the components inside each class instance. This is called the model flattening. And after that, you can have type checking, structural analysis, that is index reduction and equation sorting. And after that, the code generation can be done. And clearly, the bottleneck really comes from the fact that you are doing this flattening, and that all the subsequent steps in the compilation are done on a huge DAE system taken as a whole. And instead, what I propose here is to bypass this model flattening, and I will show you how, without flattening the model, you can nevertheless perform the structural analysis, that is index reduction and equation sorting, in a modular way. So I will illustrate my contribution on this very small Modelica models. So it's two pendulums that are attached to a table that can slide without friction, and so the two pendulums interact because you see that the table is moving slightly. So this is, and I will show you how we can perform the structural analysis of this model by performing first the structural analysis of the pendulum class, and then propagating what we have computed to the coupled pendulum class, where you have two instances of the pendulum class. Okay, and so the two key innovations is that we are able to give a meaning to the structural analysis of incomplete DA systems. So far, the structural analysis is only defined for square systems. Here, we will give a meaning to the structural analysis of rectangular systems under determined systems. And the second contribution is a concept of interface that encapsulates the necessary information you have to pass across the model in order to perform the structural analysis. But first, let's come back to the classics of structural analysis and of index reduction. So the index reduction problem, so given a DA system, f equals 0 over a set of variables x, the index reduction problem is to compute the least differentiation order CF for each equation f in the system, so that the reduced index system consisting in the set of equation f differentiated CF primes for each equation f is structurally non-singular for what we call the leading variables that are the x differentiated dx times for each x is in x, and where dx is the highest differentiation order of x in the reduced index system. So the first algorithm published in the literature to solve this problem is the Pantelides algorithm that many of you know. And more recently, a second algorithm solving the very same problem, but in very different ways, has been published by John Price in 2001. And his approach is based on mathematical programming formulation of a problem that is the following. So first, you have the differentiation of sets CF and dx should be non-negative, of course, and then there should exist a perfect matching between equations and variables, such that two things. So the differentiation, so the offset should satisfy this inequality where sigma at x is the highest differentiation order of x in equation f, and the last constraint is actually a complementarity condition that forces equality. So this equality, so that dx is equal to cf plus sigma fx for each edge fx that is in the perfect matching. And so the nice thing about the work of John Price is that he said, well, this is a complementarity condition, and we can use the complementary slack theorem in linear programming to split this problem in two parts, in two dual linear programs that are here, but I will not comment. And the nice thing is that the primal problem is actually a well-known graph theoretic problem. It is a maximum weight perfect matching problem that can be solved with the Hungarian algorithm. And the dual problem is actually the minimal solution of a difference bound matrix that can be solved by the Floyd-Warshall algorithm. And both problems can be solved in polynomial time. So I will show you how we can solve in a modular way these two problems. So first, we start by considering what information we need about our DAE systems. We are doing a structural analysis, so the only information that we need is a weighted incidence graph, where the weights are the highest differentiation order of each variable in each equation. And such systems can be rectangular. So, for instance, for the pendulum, we will only compute on this graph. So the new ingredient is that now some variables are local variables and cannot be seen from the outside. And here we have only two shared variables, x and f, that can be seen from outside and that can be used to compose larger systems. Okay, and we will use this information, this partitioning between local variables and shared variables. And then we define an algebra of a sigma system that is generated by a finite set of ground systems. So in our example, that's the pendulum, that's the table, that's the connecting equation. So finitely many basic sigma systems. We have a composition operators that works only by sharing shared variables. It is not possible to share local variables and equations. Obviously, we have a hiding operator that simply consists in making a shared variable local. And we have a renaming operator that is just used to rename shared variables in order to be able to put together in a non-trivial way several instances of the same basic component. Okay, and it turns out that most Modelica language constructs can be expressed in terms of this algebra. So, for instance, for the coupled pendulums, this is the term in the algebra. I will not comment further. And so now the problem that we want to solve is, can we perform a structural analysis on such a term without computing the global sigma system? So for the primal problem, so we now have rectangular sigma systems, so there in general does not exist a perfect matching because between equations and variables, because we don't have the same number of equations and variables. And so the workaround is simply to make an assumption. I say, I will select some of the shared variables to be matched locally, and the others, I assume that they will be matched by the environment of my component. Okay? So this is what I call the selected maximum weight perfect matching problem. And so for the pendulum, so you have only two possibilities. For the selector X, you have a maximum weight 4 for matching, and the matching is showed there. And for the selector F, we have a maximum weight of 2. And the two other possibilities admit no selected perfect matching. So the concept of interface, the information, the minimal information we have to carry across our model in order to solve the primal problem is just the weight function that maps selectors to the maximum weight, and taking minus infinite when there are no selected perfect matching for this selector. Okay, the composition of two sigma systems is simply a maximization of the sum of the two interfaces for all the partitionings of a given selector Y. Okay? The hiding is simply forcing a hidden variable to be in the selector, because the variable becomes local and it has to be matched locally. It cannot be matched by the environment anymore. And renaming is just administration. For the dual problem, so for the dual problem, we have to solve these inequalities, and with the equality in the middle for every fx that is in the selected maximal weight perfect matching. Okay, and it turns out that this system of inequalities can be encoded as what we call a difference bound matrix. It's simply a matrix which elements A, I, J give an upper bound to the difference Ui minus Cuj. Okay, this is a well-known data structure in computer science. It has been used in verification, and the nice thing is that you have existential quantifier elimination, and all the basic problems reduced to shortest path problems. Okay, I will speed up. Composition is simply a pointwise minimization of the DBMs. Hiding is just existential quantifier elimination of the DX for every hidden variables. And computing a minimal solution is Floyd-Warshall. Okay, so for our pendulum, we have this matrix, so whatever it means. And now, if we perform the modular structural analysis, we'll start from the leaves of the term, or more precisely, directed acyclic graph, where each node represents a subterm, where you identify identical terms. Here you have two instances of the pendulum class, but you will only perform the structural analysis of the pendulum class once. Yeah. And you play this game going up, and in the end, I'm almost done. And in the end, you have a trivial interface. So with the empty set as a valid selector, which tells you that your system is structurally non-singular. And then you can do a downward propagation where you compute minimal solutions, where first you choose for maximizing the selector for your system, and you compute a local solution for the dual problem, and you propagate this local solution down your directed acyclic graph. And this gives you, and this tells you exactly what index reduction you have to perform for each of your basic components in your term. Okay? Benchmarks. So here on the vibrating string model, where you have a large number of mass spring damper elements, you can see, so in purple you have a global analysis, and you see that's very steep, while for the modular method you have logarithmic complexity. So the time complexity is logarithmic in the size of a system, and you can go up to billions of equations. For the discrete heat network model, so I've made it parametric, so you can make it as complex as you want, and you can see that. So in purple, this is the global structural analysis. And so for small instances, it is faster than the modular one, but but the modular one quickly becomes several orders of magnitude faster. And so arrays are an important issue for me, and this is still work in progress, but I can show some results about how I can perform the structural analysis of this model with arrays and loops of equations. And it is still work in progress, but for this instance, I have encouraging results. So very quickly, conclusion. So this is an extension of previous work by Christoph Auger, who was a PhD student at TU Berlin, but he didn't quite go to a point of a full modular structural analysis with a clean concept of interface. This is implemented in a software prototype I have developed. It mixes enumeration of selectors and a symbolic BDD-based representation of there, and lots of things. The slides are online. I'm available for discussions, and this is still work in progress. In particular, I'm very keen at integrating my prototype in a Modelica compiler. Thank you for your attention.